Welcome to Computer Programming with Sherin. In last class, we discussed the two-dimensional arrays. So in that class, I mentioned the jagged array concept. In jagged array, each and every row will have different number of column elements. So we will discuss about the jagged array today. Directly I am taking the example. Here already, reading from console, we are using the scanner class. First we will try to read the number of records or number of rows we needed. So here first we are entering the row size and reading that inside the R. Now we will create the jagged array over there. Array name I'm just giving ARR. Square bracket can be before the array name or after the array name like in previous rectangle array. Only the difference here we can give only the row size. Column size should be remain blank. That's the syntax of jagged array. Now each and every row size we have to initialize. So we need a loop over there. So loop I am controlling using the R variable. Here we need a prompt over there in which we will mention the row number. Enter row. So here this %d will be replaced with row 1, row 2, row 3 like that. The element, the size I am reading into C variable. Now we have to give this size inside the array like this. So here the array creation is finished. Now we have to read the elements into that array. Here either you can use R or ARR.length. Here we don't have any C value because C value is different. So if you are getting that C value also, we don't have any use. That's why this is declared local to this for loop. So this C is not available over here. Here I have to use ARR of I.length. Each row size we have to find out. Now I'll just give a prompt which will show the position of that array element. And that array element we have to read inside AR of ij. Now we'll try the printing statement. For printing, we can either use the same for loop. Here I will use the second type of for loop which will iterate from a collection. So if you are trying to iterate ARR, you will get a single dimension array first. So that I will save here. Now this X we have to iterate to get a single element. Now we can print this Y value. After each row, we will try to print a new line. Now we will run and see the output. Here it's asking the row size, entering 3 as the value. Now in first row, how many columns we need? I'm giving 4 size over there. Second column, giving 2 size. Third column, giving size 1. Now in first row, it's asking the numbers. First row is finished. Now in second row, there we need 2 elements, and in third row, only 1 element. And you can see the output over here. So this is the jagged array. Now we will discuss about the classes and objects. Class is a skeleton of a container and objects are the real containers. That's a simple definition I can give. See this picture. Here we can see like inside a class member variables will be there and member methods may be there. Here we can give the outline only. If you want to use the memory spaces or member variables or methods, we have to create the objects of that one. That's why class is a skeleton and objects are the real containers or which can hold values. With programming example, I will explain this concept. We can create class inside other class as an inner class, or externally we can declare a new class. Here we already have one example class with main method. We will create a outer class, say class bike, and we will add some member variables over here. For a bike, we have to say the registration number. So I will take registration number as string itself, and we will try to save the company name and model of the bike. First I am declaring some member variables only, not the methods. How to use this? We will check. As I said, class bike, now it's a skeleton only. It doesn't have any memory space or any storage area. To create a storage area, first we have to create an object. Again, this is a reference variable only, memory space still not created. So we can say object declaration. Now we have to give memory space to this. For that we have to use the new keyword, b1 equal to new bike. Now b1 is an object with some memory space, or we can call it as a instance. So without using new keyword we can't make the memory space. Creating one more variable over there, say b2. While declaring itself we can give the memory space. Now we have two memory spaces are there, b1 and b2. Both memory spaces contains three memory areas which can save register number, company and the model. So if you want to assign these values, we have to call object dot b1 dot register number equal to, we can give the values over there. For example, I am just putting some registration over there, like one registration number is given over there. Now company name we have to give. Again one more space is there, model. Like the same way we have to give the values for b2 object also. Now we created two objects over there, then need to print the values, b1 dot registration number, b1 dot company. Like that we have to print the b2 values also. Now we'll compile and run this program. See, both bike details are printed over there. The next thing, like if more objects are there, then it will be difficult to give the values like this way. So we can use the help of methods over there. So this initialization statement or value assigning statement and printing statement will replace with some methods. So we can say it's a member methods. To create a method, we have to write the return type first. Here I mentioned void because I don't want to return any values. If you want to return some values to the calling side, you can give that data type like int, double or class name itself or array, whatever. For reading purpose, I'm just giving read as the name of method. Now three values we have to pass over there, all are string values. So for registration number I'm just giving a variable called r, company c, and for model I will give the same name. We have to give the value to the registration number, and here inside parameter r is there that we can assign. Like company we have c value is there in parameter. For model the name is same inside the parameter also. So if you are trying to give model equal to model, the local variable will have more preference. That means if you are passing some values to here, that will be modified itself. It will not go to the member variable. So if you want to mention member variable, compulsory we have to use this operator over there if the parameter name and the member variable names are same. Now this dot model is the member variable reference and this normal model is the parameter name. And for here register number, this is silent over there, company this is silent over there. If you are not specifying also, compiler will give that this automatically. But here the confusion will be there because both having the same name. So we have to mention manually. Now for printing, I will create a method called display. We don't have to pass anything. We have to just print the values over there. Here we don't need an object, directly we can access registration number, company name and the model. Now we will modify these values. To give the b1 value, we can call b1 dot read method over there, and we have to pass all the three values over there. So I'll just take these values. Now the second values assigned there, and we have to write few lines only within 2 lines we assigned all the values. Now for printing we can call object name dot printing method, that is display here. Now we'll run and check the program. Here you can see we are getting the same output over there. If you're checking this program, after creating the object using the method, we are giving the values to there. In case if you want to give the values directly while creating the instant, you can use the constructor concept. I will show how to create a constructor. Constructor will automatically invoke when an object instantiate, and constructor will not have any return method. It seems to be like a method but doesn't have any return type, and the name of the method should be class name itself. So we can just replace this void read with class name. Now this is a constructor. Now while creating the object itself, we can give the value, and object new bike without parameter will generate error, because if there is no constructor, compiler will automatically give the default constructor without any parameter. But if user is defining any constructor, only that constructor will remain there. Compiler will not give any default constructor over there. That's why this is showing error over there. So this value we have to give while declaring the object itself. We don't have a read method, so that read method I'm removing from there. Of course, if you want, you can use the read method. Then after initialization, if you want to change the values, you can use that method. Now we'll run and check the value. It's giving the same output over there. Now if you want the default constructor, so I'll just remove the value from here. Here this is error. We can create multiple constructor. So I will generate one more constructor over there without any parameter. Now it's possible to create this one, but the values are not initialized over there. So if you want, you can give some default values over there. For example, register number, I can give some values over there like this. Then company, model, all the values I am initializing with some default values over here. Now the first object have some values, and second one is using the default constructor with some default value. Just run and check the value output. Here you can see the first one is okay, second one with default value. Now we will try some more examples over here for methods. I need a method to check whether the given number is prime or not. Either you can create a separate class and define the method prime checking method over there. Here I will write the method inside the same class itself. So prime or not, it's a yes or not type question. So we can use the return type as boolean, so that we can pass true or false as a return type. Is prime, my method name is now is prime, passing some number for checking and returning a default value true, imagining all the numbers will be prime. Now we have to find out the opposite way. If it is not prime, that means if any additional factor is there other than 1 and n, we have to say it's not prime. That means we have to return a false value. For that I will use a integer, I will use a for loop over there. So here it is changing 2 to less than n, and inside the loop we will cross check whether n is having any other factor. If any other factor is there, then we will return false. And return statement is a termination for a method. So if this works, then it will not go to the down. The method will be finished there itself. Now the method definition is complete. We have to give some values to there. Using scanner, we will try to input the values here. So create a scanner object, or if you want to use the scanner class, we know we have to import the package over there. If you are just using for one time, then no need of import statement. Directly we can give the complete path here itself. That means scanner is inside the util package. So I can create the object like this. So like this way you can create the object. And after the use we have to release the resource. So I'm writing the closing statements also there. In between, we will write the program. First, we have to read a number over there. I'll write enter number, and that will save inside the n variable. Now we have to check whether the n value is prime or not. For that, we have to call the isPrime method. IsPrime method is in the same class, but it's not possible to call directly or access directly because main method is static and prime method is non-static. A non-static method can't refer directly inside a static method. We will discuss more about static later, but if you want to directly access here, you can put a static keyword before the boolean isPrime. That means static boolean isPrime we can write over there. Anyway, here I have to create an object because isPrime method is not a static. So I'll create an object of example. Then we can call e.isPrime, and that method is returning boolean value. So either I can create a variable here, boolean say x equal to e.isPrime of n, and I can cross check that variable is true or false. Here I'm directly giving that method inside the if itself instead of saving the return value inside another variable. So e.isPrime n. So if it is returning true, that means if is going to work. Otherwise, else part we have to print. If it is returning true, that means like n value is a prime value. Otherwise, we can say not prime. Now we'll run and check the program. Here it is asking for the number. First I'll check with 7. 7 is a prime number. Again running the program, we'll check with 9. 9 is not prime. So the program is working properly. Now we'll discuss about the recursive method. A method calling itself is called recursive method. So with example, I'll explain. Here I'm just removing the isPrime method from there, or you can just put the comment over there. Now we will write the recursive method. We have to find out the factorial of a given number. So that method I will write in recursive. So factorial of a given number, it's an integer value itself. The result is also integer value. So int factorial, return type is now integer. We will pass some numbers into it. So n is the value we are going to pass. If n equal to 1, I will terminate this program with returning 1. Otherwise, it will come down. That time, here I am writing return n into factorial of n minus 1. First, we will check whether it is working properly or not. Then I will explain how this is going to be work. Object is already created over there. So directly I can print this value, or we can say int some variable equal to that function you can call over there. So n factorial is which one? E dot factorial of n. Now run the program. Giving a number 4, value is 24. Giving a number 5, value is 120. The program is working perfectly. Now I will explain. This is in a paper. Here just imagine we are entering a value 4. So this is going to be work like 4 factorial equal to e dot factorial of n, and this n value is 4. So this n will go to this location, right? So the first n value is going to be 4, right? Now if it is 1, that method will be terminated there itself by with return value 1. But this is not 1, so this should work. N into, that means 4 into factorial of n minus 1. Factorial, I'll just shortly write f over here, minus 1. So we will get 3, right? So this is a method calling f of 3. Factorial of 3 we are calling over there. Now this is trying to call 4 into f of 3. F of 3 means factorial of 3. So this should wait now, because the return statement is not completed over there. This should wait, and this will invoke another method with n value as 3. There also n value is not 1, so this is not going to be terminate there. Here it will be n into, that means 3 into factorial of n minus 1. So again, it's a function calling itself. Now this will invoke n with 2. Condition is false. Then 2 into factorial of 1. Now again invoking value with 1. So n equal to 1. Here condition is true, return 1. So this method is going to be terminated from here itself. The last method with n value 1 will terminate, and this will return 1 value to the previous calling side, and here this one. So f of 1, that is replaced with the return value 1. Now 2 into 1 we can calculate, that is 2. That should be returned to the previous function. 2 into 1 is 2. Now f of 2 is replacing with 2. 3 into 2, 6. That is going to be returned to the previous one. So f of 3 is replaced with 6. 6 into 4, 24. 24 is going to be returned here. So we will get an output 4 factorial equal to 24. I think the idea is clear. If you have any doubts, please put in comment, subscribe, like and share the channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.